Hello, everybody. Today it's June, so happy Pride Month and Men's Mental Health Month, which is apparently better in terms of which month are we gonna celebrate today? Oh no. Alright, first of all, I'm gonna give you guys context. So, in June, we have Pride Month, which is a very known month that is supposed to portray, represent, and overall support the LGBTQ community. It's not all about um pride, celebrating your identity, your gender, your it isn't all about that. It was originally a protest. So because of protests, we have Pride Month. And you guys gotta remember, it's not all about happy sunshines and joy. There's also a protest against oppressors. Now, on the other hand, we also have Men's Mental Health Month, which is came after Pride Month. Pride Month was in 1970s, if I remember correctly. Stonewall, and mental health month for the men came way later, which is 1998. If I am wrong, correct. So, why is it apparently better than Pride Month? So, I saw this video where, oh yes, it's mental health month, guys. Watch out for your twin. Watch out for your bros and struggles at that sort. And I opened the comments to that post, and I see people. By the way, this is all very stupid discourse. I see people having two sides, saying that Pride Month is obviously more important than men's mental health. Oh, and there's also another side saying that men's mental health is obviously more important. So I did my best to obviously unstir the fight, but spoiler alert, guys, I actually stirred up the fight even more. I commented, I made my own comment. I said, guys, I believe it's a multi-words. Guys, Pride Month and mental health and men's mental health month are equally important. Now, you may disagree with me by saying it's equally important, but hey, why don't we just say that it's both important and they both advocate for different things? So here's a little insight is that Pride Month caters to the LGBTQ community, the struggles, the sexual minorities. Right? Is that even a term? Well, you get the point. And Men's Mental Health Month advocates for advocates against toxic masculinity. It represents and spreads awareness about the struggles that men go through. Now, I am a assigned male at birth, but I am, of course, non-binary. So I definitely understand this as an assigned male at birth. But the thing is guys, is there's no more better month than each other. Because if you're gonna say that this is better, in what regard? If you're gonna say men's mental health is more important, in what regard? Do you think it's better at addressing the the way? Do you think that it it's better in regards of representing the sufferings and the marginalized sexual groups? No. And if you say that Pride Month is better, do you think it's better at spreading awareness about men's mental health? And it's not only about mental health. It's not only about like suicide statistics. You know, it's about toxic masculinity. It's about all about how men actually struggle. It's a visibility. You're seeing yourself. It's not weak to speak. That is a common. I believe it's a common tagline or slogan. It's not weak to speak when it comes to men's mental health. So what happens when a bunch of close-minded people go to my go to the comment section and just flop whatever they want to do. Spoiler alert, guys. Um, they're all guys. They're all guys. There's only one girl, which is also still weird. But here, I will say this: Pride Month is overshadowing men's mental health, and that is something that I can't deny because obviously when it's June, what's the first thing you think of? You think of Men's Mental Health Month. I mean, sorry, you obviously think of the Pride Month, right? You're not gonna remember um Men's Mental Health Month. So in that regard, it's actually kind of overshadowing Men's Mental Health Month. Now, if that is your concern, and if that's the basis for you saying that, oh, Men's Mental Health Month is basically better, you are not understanding the point. Because if something is being overshadowed and you want to spread awareness about another thing that is equally as important or as important as pride, guys, you what you could do is you could make your own videos. You could make your own dedicated content to actually spread more awareness about the specific month. Now, I believe that the people who are engaging and communicating with me, they're only saying that men's mental health month is better because blah 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 blah. AKA, they're only saying that it's better so that they could top. You know, they're not really making an argument. I would be, you know, I would say that I wouldn't be answering these if, I wouldn't be making this video if there was a valid argument. But no, what I'm getting from these guys is that they're just saying this to exclude others, to exclude the Pride Month, or to make it seem that it's better because, oh yes, it's definitely more important. While it is true that one month can be more important to you as a person, and you can argue that. Yes, you can. But there's no argument here. And I'm not a master debater to go into detail about I'm not a master debater to go into detail how it's gonna how the conflict points, the counter arguments. No, I don't really need the counter arguments because the only thing I'm trying to say is, guys, they're both important. You don't need to fight for it because why do you need to fight for it if it's something that it's kind of useless. So this is the comment I made, guys. Quote. Guys, Pride Month and Men's Mental Health Month are both equally important. I'll edit it in. So, quote. And here's the comment I received. What is it? Here's the reply I received. The thing is one is much more important. They're in the context of this. They're saying that it's men's mental health month is more important. The only reason why it's worded this way because somebody said that men's mental health month is more important, and then they deleted your comment. So I said, "Hey, I saw that. I saw that. I saw you. I saw you deleted your comment. So Anyway, this guy is trying to up the other guy by saying the thing is one is more important. Okay, care to argue? Because I really did not I don't really argue that one is better than the other. What I said here is a very long wall of text, which is I'm gonna put in later. Yeah, it's just long wall of text. But the short summarized version is that I said it's true that one thing can be important to you as a man or as a gay person, or this could be more important to you. Pride Month could be more important to you because, you know, and I said, guys, they both advocate for one thing. Different things. They're similar, but they're different. Okay. And I said, I'll put down the text here, but just in case, let me read to quote to the both of you. I really don't think that viewing one above the other is going to help anyone, especially men, because if men's mental health month, then isn't it pushing back on toxic masculinity? Now, the reason why people are still attacking me is because I only mentioned toxic masculinity, but that's more than that, obviously. And please, lol, the only way you're able to say that MMHM is more important is because you're thinking the hardship you have as a man, not comparing this with the hardships LGBTQ had. But yeah, sure. I guess for you, men's mental health month can be more important. That's fine. Honestly, Pride Month isn't trying to top MMHM. Even if it seems, even if it seems that way, no one is saying, oh, MMHM, well, that's irrelevant. So that's one of the first, that's one of the first replies I actually gave out. And then I added another reply because I added one more reply because apparently that comment was kind of cut off there. And I quote, and people love to complain. Oh no, Pride Month is more important. Ah, well, guys, it's kind of overshadowing, but that's not because it's more important than the other. Honestly, screams a lot of insecurity. Because, believe it or not, Pride Month also celebrates straight allies, men or women. It's pointless to say that Pride Month is better, MMHM is better, because, dude, both of these things advocate for different concepts and demographics. You do not need to talk the other. Sure, MMH is better because it lets you see yourself to be a man who actually suffers too. But Pride Month is also better because it stands for the oppressed minorities who fought for it. Honestly, dudes, there's no reason one is better over the other, and they're all advocating for one thing, and they're better in that regard. That's what I mean. Do you really think that MMHM, by the way, stands for Men's Mental Health Month, is better in addressing the sufferings of the LGBTQ and vice versa? I'm just saying that as a rhetorical question because they have to answer that. I mean, like, it's just a rhetorical question, but you still get the point, right? Say you didn't, here I quote, say you didn't say it like that, but it's very obvious that you're trying to top the other equal good thing. Or maybe not equal. Maybe you can't see it as an equal. Why don't we just say it's both good and important? And there's this guy who replied, dude, one advocates for men to literally not commit suicide. Okay, that's true. And one advocates for something that has been long accepted. Okay, first of all, this guy is right on the first half of his comment, and then he just busted his second line. We have Freiman, yes, but Look at the world, guys. Trans people, there's still a lot of transphobia, a lot of racism, a lot of homophobia, a lot of biphobia, a lot of lesbophobia. How do you feel when you say that, oh, this is already law accepted? It has been accepting since a long time ago, but look at our time. No, no, not everybody is accepting it. And that's my answer to that. Because not is everyone is still not fully accepting that these types of people can exist. These types of people are real. Because, you know, it's a bit wrong for him to say that it's both right and wrong for him to say that LGBTQ has been accepted a long time ago. Yes, that's true that it's accepted, but also wrong that you're saying that it's also accepted because the thing is, MAGA. That's all I gotta say. MAGA. That's all I really gotta say. MAGA. Trump is still exists, kicking everyone out, legislative exploitation in the US, which has been happening. So you can't really say to me that it's been accepted for a long time. And there's this one girl who added to the fire, which is just, girl, you're not supposed to be here. I expected to be attacked by men, but okay. Still, saying men's mental health month, but can't say Pride Month. I literally said Pride Month over a couple of times in my reply. So basically, she's complaining you can't even say Pride Month, and I'm just like, what do you? I'm answering their questions. I mean, I'm not answering their questions. I'm replying to the men, close-minded men, mind you, in my comments, in my thread. Sorry, I'm replying to them. I'm not replying to anything else. I'm not saying that this is better than the other. Like, you can't just bring that up. You can't just bring, oh, men's mental Pride Month is better suddenly. And just like, you're, girl, you should know. Come on, man. Anyways, that ends it. There's also this guy who said, guys, let's not fight each other for the months, or like, let's not fight for June. And this guy replied, you're LARPing. You don't even care about mental health. And I'm just like, when has speaking up for the actually good thing? Because here's the thing, these men don't have, I'm gonna say they are close minded, and they don't have a sense of the midpoint. It's very extreme. And I could say that they're very extreme in life too. Albeit, I don't know why. It's like that. They don't have the sense of having a midpoint in between cold and hot. What is in between cold and hot? Lukewarm. Like, in between cold and hot, there's lukewarm. In between small, in between small and large, you have medium. They don't have that kind of sense, which is just very stupid. Come on, guys. This is basic. This is just basic. That, by the way, it's false analogy fallacy because they're comparing things that are not, they're not comparable. I mean, sure, they are in an analytic sense, but when you're debating about, hey, don't compare these things because they're both very different things. Sure, they have similar ideas, similar concepts, similar ideation, but they are different. Come on. So, anyways, that's all. So I hope you guys, I gotta make a pose. I gotta make a thumbnail for this, right?